call into order the Monday, December 9th, Planning and Zoning Work Session. We'll call roll. Commissioner Moore.
Here.
Commissioner Said.
Here.
Commissioner Holt.
Here.
Commissioner Matison's here. Commissioner Cook.
Here.
Commissioner Bevel.
Here.
Commissioner Bond.
Here.
We're all here. It's amazing. Okay. Very good. All right. So tonight, we've covered in our last work session, we covered the items that we're going to be voting on tonight. So I don't think there's a whole lot, but if there's any outstanding questions that people have on the items that we have tonight, maybe we can try to address those.
Do you have any updates?
There are no updates. Okay. Let's see, I think there was a question regarding the drainage on one of those, I think. Let's see. No,
On the change from ag to,
Rezoning?
wait.
it wasn't on Carmel Place, that's just
Oh,
concrete.
okay, yes,
It
I'm
was on the
sorry.
other one.
That's right. Okay. Okay. No, I think my questions were actually on the Heritage Farm.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So that's-
Yeah,
regarding
so we did have that item.
drainage and traffic studies and
Yes,
things
and
like
those
that.
still are a little bit outstanding. So, yeah, obviously that one's not on tonight. We identified that they had a few issues that they still had to work through. It may be ready for January, but at this time, we're still unsure. It
Okay.
may not be till February.
Okay, and just as a housekeeping item, we are not going to have another meeting in December. Our next meeting is January 12th? What's the next meeting? January
I don't think,
I got it. The 12th is a
The
Monday.
13th.
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 Oh, that's right.
So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year.
Yeah, because it would have been Monday before Christmas.
See you next year.
Yes. So, yeah, we had decided in our last meeting that since the next meeting would fall on December 23rd, that and there wasn't a whole lot on that we know of that we need to cover, that we're just going to truncate that meeting and push it forward to January. So, okay. So tonight we're going to be, in our meeting, we're going to be voting on chair and vice chair and also approving some older minutes. And I am going to do that in one full swoop. I think that's an efficient way to handle that. And I think that's it. Does anyone have any questions on the items for tonight?
I'm trying to find it because it's got all the minutes that need to be approved up front, so I'm scrolling through a ton of those to get, but the one case going from ag to
R40
40,
on Shelton.
yeah, why does it have, why does an ag, why does it have to go from R40, ag to R40 to do what they want to do?
I think because it's not platted.
Yeah, that's it. Our land development code requires, prior to issuance of a building permit, that it be for a duly recorded lot of record. So they do have a plat that's submitted, and we are in the process of reviewing it. But one of the regulations for platting is that it complies with the zoning district. The agricultural district requires 3 acres for a minimum lot size, and this property is just under 1 acre.
Yeah.
So based on the lot size, in order to make it, I guess, the lot to be compatible with the zoning, the R40 is that district to make it work. We do have some R40 in the area. There is actually some R30 and R20 as well. So we feel that it is compatible with the area. But yeah, essentially it's just getting the lot prepared so that a new house can be developed on it.
They can't develop it if it stays ag. They can't put a house on it.
Right, we have to go through the plat process, so if we don't grant the zoning, then the plat will have to come to you guys and city council with plat waivers.
Waiver, okay. All right. So it's, all right.
Do you happen to know, this is a little off topic, but just looking at the map here, and being familiar with the street and some of the other streets in that area, do you know where council is on considering rezoning some of these properties that are R10 and R20 that actually would qualify for R40 or higher?
So we did a report for an area, the R10 area, identified the lots. One thing that we did do to at least do an initial measure to protect those properties, the sizes of those, we did eliminate the automatic allowance, basically an automatic waiver, that if you have a platted lot and it doesn't meet the lot size, you can still get a building permit. We eliminated that, and so even if you are a platted lot but you do not have the minimum lot size for the zoning district, you have to get a variance first.
Okay.
Usually probably from the city council. So what that will do is if you have an R10, we now require 20,000 square foot minimum lot size, and if you only have 13,000 square feet, even though you have a platted lot, you would have to get a variance. And so in that process, the city council can look to make sure that it did not lend itself for subdividing in the future.
There's some other properties in this area that are almost like 3/4 of an acre, and they're zone R10, R15, you know, I mean, that's what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah, so we did it for this entire area. Yeah, so it doesn't show up, but it'd just be to the south of what you see here. And so we presented that to the city manager's office. I think they've had some conversations with
Oh, good.
the mayor and maybe a couple other council members, but
Okay.
we've not received any direction to go forward with anything at this time,
Okay.
but they do have that information.
Because I know some people on, like, for instance, Colleyville Terrace, and there's quite a few of those owners that are interested in having their lots rezoned to like R40 or, you know, and they're currently R10 because it would actually increase their property value.
So we
That's
were
what
looking
they-
at maybe doing
That was their argument.
yeah, we were looking at maybe doing a large area, I say large, you know, multiple properties under one action. But if that timing isn't working for an individual property owner, they could do it on their own.
Okay.
And we can go through them on a case-by-case basis. But if they would rather wait and have it be a larger process to where it includes multiple lots, we're still waiting for direction on that.
What's the permit fee for rezoning again?
It's $500 plus $5 per acre.
Okay. Do you think the city would consider waiving that?
I would say yes,
Fee?
that would be very likely.
You know, because it's actually in the city's interest to have these things rezoned, I think.
Yes. So I think if it, especially if they were able to
I mean,
talk
especially
to with somebody in the city manager's office and they gave us
some
indication
feedback.
that the fee should be waived, then we can go through the process.
Yeah, I think that would be helpful
Yeah.
in the city's interest, I think. So,
Yeah, so I can talk with the assistant city manager, Adrienne Lothry. I have a meeting with her tomorrow. I can bring that up and get some feedback from her,
that would be great.
and then maybe we can come up with a policy similar to that.
And I can, like, I'd be happy, well, once you get to that point, I'd be happy to share information with the individuals that I know on that street.
Okay,
So,
I'll let you know.
I don't know about other properties, but I happen to know that, or other streets, but I know that that street in particular has on the north side of the street quite a few properties that are almost, like I said, 3/4 of an acre
Yes.
that are R10. Yeah, so,
But we do have a regulation that was adopted fairly recently that if you have R10 zoning, you have to meet the R20 standards. And then in addition to that, elimination of the automatic waiver on the
Right.
platted lot for lot size scenarios.
So setbacks and everything come into play on that? You couldn't just
Yes.
arbitrarily?
You have to meet the R20 development regulations, so all the R20 setbacks would apply, the lot coverage for R20 would apply.
yeah, one of the reasons that a couple of people brought it up, is there have been some newer homes that were built in this area to R10. R10 are very, almost like zero lot lines.
It's slightly less than the R20. R20 has a 10-foot side setback, and the R10 had a 7.5 foot.
Yes.
So, but you do that on both sides, so it's 50 feet. Yeah, so now it would have to meet the R20 standards.
Good.
But that's where you might have these platted lots. Historically, they were platted back in the 60s or 70s, to where now, even if they are on a platted lot, if they don't have the 20,000 square feet, they have to get a variance before a building permit can be issued. And so that was a more recent change.
Okay.
I think just
It's good.
late summer, I think, is when that change happened.
Good. Well, we're moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
So, good. Okay. Does anyone have any questions on the cases tonight? No? I think they're pretty straightforward. Okay, well, I think that's it. So I think with that, we can adjourn unless there's anyone else that has any questions, comments, concerns. No. Okay, we are adjourned.